Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today I'm asking the question, should you be required to go through a background check in order to sign up for a dating app? Now, here's what's going on, and this reporting is coming from ProPublica, and I think it's actually something that we really need to talk about, and I think it's pretty important. Now, for nearly a decade, and here's the backstory, Match.com, or just Match, has issued statements and signed agreements promising to protect users from sexual predators. The site has a policy of screening customers against government sex offender registries. So in other words, if I'm signing up for Match.com and I am paying them money, they're going to run me through a offender registry, and here we are. But over this same time period, Match.com, or Match, has evolved into the publicly traded Match Group, and they've bought their competitors. But when they bought their competitors, they have not extended this practice to their other platforms. These platforms include sites like Plenty of Fish, which is its second most popular dating app, OkCupid, and Tinder. They actually own Tinder that has 5.2 million users. Now, the lack of uniform policy allows basically convicted and accused predators to access Match Group apps such as Tinder, etc., and basically leaves other users of possibly open to assault. Now, this comes from a 16-month study that was done, or an investigation that was done by Columbia Journalism Investigations. Now, here's some of the background on this. Match first agreed to screen for registered sex offenders in 2011 after Carol Markin basically sued them. Now, what happened was they connected, or Match.com connected her to a 6-time convicted rapist who basically assaulted her on their second date. Now, Markin basically sued the company to basically push for a regular screening and background checks, and that's basically what they did. Within months, Match's lawyers told the judge, and I quote, "A screening process has been initiated." And after the settlement, the attorneys declared that the site was, quote, "checking subscribers against state and national sex offender registries." Now, in a 2012 agreement in California with the Attorney General for California at the time, which actually is Kamala Harris, they basically had an agreement on best industry practices between the Attorney General and the dating site, and the company agreed to identify predators and examine the sex offender registries. It also pledged to go beyond that and respond to complaints of assault by users with an additional safety tool known as a rapid abuse reporting system. Now, today, Match Group checks this information of its paid subscribers on Match against state offender lists, but it doesn't do that step on Tinder, OkCupid, or Plenty of Fish, or any of its free platforms. Now, a Match Group spokesperson told the Columbia Journalism Investigations, that the company cannot implement a uniform screening protocol because it doesn't collect enough information from its free users and some of its paid subscribers, interestingly enough, even when they pay for premium features. So they basically are acknowledging these limitations, and the spokesperson said, and I quote, "There are definitely registered sex offenders on our free products." And so here we are. I think this is actually something that we really need to talk and we really need to discuss with, because the internet traditionally, while we are being data mined on one side of this on Facebook as we use our actual name, our actual pictures and everything, we know that we can create anonymous accounts on Facebook, Twitter, and now dating apps, Tinder, etc., and basically do, essentially what we want to do with a little bit of anonymity. Further, if we are taking it here where we are looking at romantic interest and let's say putting two people together as a match, everything on paper may seem good, but I think all information really should come to light here, especially if there are convictions for things like assault or physical harm or abuse or any one of these things. I think that's rather an important step to make because, like I said, everybody might look good, but here we are. And so the question becomes, what's the level? What's the extent? I feel like if I am paying for an app, and I think that if I am paying for an app, especially one for, let's say, a Match.com or an eHarmony or one of those ones where, people are paying month to month a good deal of money to go on there, I would imagine that the matches that I'm being connected to are actually going to have some kind of background verification on this. I personally would hate to go on a dating site, meet a woman that, let's say, is, I don't know, a 10-time convicted robber, I might get mugged at the end of that date. I have no idea. It goes both ways, but obviously, when we were looking at predators and all of that, that is a very, very serious issue. So what do you think? What should be done here? The Match Group that owns Match.com, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, Tinder, and others doesn't have a uniform policy, but it seems like they should. And it seems like some of the examples that were given in the ProPublica article of other women that have come forward basically being matched, with convicted rapists and all of that. This is a very serious issue that while it might affect the vast minority of users on these websites, it's enough that I think it warrants some kind of consideration, some kind of uniform plan. And so what's the extent of that? I think it's something that we need to talk about. And so that is your news of the day. Also kind of your question of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.